The cartographer's mistake. Alex considered himself a connoisseur of digital folklore, a collector of terrifying urban legends filed neatly under entertainment. Tomino's Hell, a chilling poem by Yaso Saijo, was his current obsession. The legend was simple. Read the poem aloud and catastrophe, usually death, would follow. It was, Alex rationalized, just Japanese verse, rendered haunting by an ancient cultural fear. He sat alone in his university's library basement, the fluorescent lights humming a tired yellow note. He had the original text open on his screen. Every online community warned against it, claiming even whispering the words was a risk. That, of course, was the challenge. Taking a deep, shaky breath, Alex cleared his throat and began, his voice barely a rasp in the cavernous room. He read the first stanza, translating the sounds in his mind. Older sister vomits blood, younger sister spits fire, sweet Tomino only vomits polished glass beads. The effect was instantaneous, but not as expected. There was no thunderclap, no spectral figure. Instead, a profound silence descended. The fluorescent hum died. The subtle vibration of the building vanished. Alex realized he couldn't hear his own heartbeat. Then the floor began to move. It wasn't an earthquake, the room didn't shake. The carpet beneath his desk seemed to peel away from the foundation, revealing soil that was not dark earth, but a pulverized, dry red dust, the color of brick dust and rust. The walls dissolved into a horizonless gray haze, leaving him seated in a single circle of light cast by his laptop screen. Panic clawed at his throat. He tried to scream, but the sound was thin, alien, swallowed immediately by the sterile void. He glanced at the screen, and the poem had changed. The original Japanese text had twisted, the characters now barbed and jagged, pulsing with a dim inner heat. It was no longer a poem, but a cartographer's legend. The second stanza was now a description of a path, a downward slope paved with fragments of mirror and bone. Go to hell, Tomino, only to hell looming in darkness the flowerless ridge. He knew he couldn't stop. The simple act of reading had bound him, transforming the library's basement into the threshold of the poem's terrible destination. Every fiber in his body was screaming to get up and run, but his legs were lead, and the unseen magnetic pull of the red dust beneath him was absolute. A sound returned, but it wasn't the library's hum. It was a rhythmic, shuffling drag, like a broken body being pulled over sharp stone. It was coming from the darkness beyond the light. Alex's gaze was fixed on the screen, on the third stanza now burning with awful clarity. He hadn't asked to know the way, but by speaking the words, he had accepted the terrible role of the traveler. Tomino, the child of the verse, was not just a character. Tomino was the destination, and he was already halfway there.